Perhaps it is because of cases like that of Esther or even Cynthia that parents like Mr. Lekon Owoduni, a father of 5, the oldest being 28 years, is strongly against social media meetings.
Because they have a lot of teachers and instructors. At the time when we were growing up, we have the family, again, relationship is so detailed that it's not only your parents that will train you. You have your neighbors, you have your aunties, you have your uncle, but those ones are being eroded now. The children are being taught by television, internet, BB, Twitters, and all these things. So once you say internet dating, or what do you call it, I think is very strange to African environment. And it's very strange to the kind of relationship we build that is being fostered by this father-mother relationship and uncle and this thing. It is not something that will sustain if eventually a relationship starts with that. And that's why you have a lot of high rate of divorce. If ultimately it leads to marriage, the rest assured that that marriage will not last. At the time we were growing up, people concentrate much on farming. They go all the way early in the morning, 4, 5 a.m. They are in the farm. They don't come back on the same. They don't socialize. They don't even have time to work. There's no even TV. Yet we have good corporate relationship existing, an enduring relationship. There's no divorce. There's nothing like that for now. And during this time, we have houses without walls, whereby there's a synergy between children. They can easily relate, and when they grow up, they ultimately get married to people that they see. But people you have not seen, you only talk to them on the internet. Sometimes they will fake things, and you want to start your life, is destroying what God ordained as the institution of marriage. Oh, why did not Adam just go around and get somebody else? But God had to create a woman out of him. The same way God has wired every one of us, not through the internet.
Psychologist and lecturer Dr. Bamikole Oni is a little bit liberal in his views, but does not embrace the approach wholeheartedly.
Every society has a value system. When we use all these things, we should inculcate into it a value system. For example, how do you, just on the net, you see a man, and then you start relating with him as if, there are certain value systems that must, be inculcated into it. For example, you know him through the net, good. But why will you just decide to move to his house or to go and pay him a visit without let me give you an example. The case of that pretty lady that was killed in Lagos, Cynthia. You see, you shouldn't have left your just base without letting your parents knowing what you are going to do. And when she got to Lagos here, does it mean there are no relations of hers in Lagos? You visit them first. You let them know that you are around. They are aware and they know who you are going to. More so, this is somebody you only met on the net. You have not seen him physically. You have not interacted with him. Our forefathers that used to, practice or introduce the value system into such a things. They are not fools. You cannot just say you have gotten an husband. They will find out. Is there any family disease there? Is there issues of madness? Who is this person? Do they have a criminal record? And all these sort of, those are the value system that people of today don't inject into the use of this technology.
Yeah, but sir, don't you think that we're living in the modern day, so things have changed, and this should also be considered when you talk of marriage and relationship?
Yes, things have changed, but those aspects of our values that are good should be retained.
Religion has a huge influence on the decisions taken by Nigerians. In our findings, it seems that the two major religions are somewhat positive towards the dating website approach.
Going from one generation to another, we've had variations in how people get into marriage, but it's very clear there's nothing that we do that is removed from God. God knows everything. God sees everything. So if someone is going to, for instance, approach a dating site for a wife or for a husband, perhaps because of the circumstance that he finds himself or she finds herself, God is powerful enough to, I mean, God knows even before he makes that move. And God already knew he will make that move. So God, in his mercy and in his omniscience and omnipotence, can, while traditionally we might say, but that's odd, yeah? But because God cannot be caged, God is able to, and because of greater things that he has for our lives. Because marriage in itself is not the end. Marriage is actually a means to an end.
These are things that come under what we refer to as fiqh al-waqi', that is contemporary issues. Basically, we live in a society, or we live in a world today that is a globalized world. A lot of the things that we see happening today, from the internet to the use of social media and things like that, these have become alternative means of people meeting one another and linking up with one another. So it's very important that such sites, if they exist, they help in curbing issues that could lead to fraud, or that could lead to heartbreak, maybe on the male side or on the female side, and that could lead to also danger, like we've seen in certain cases of women who were killed by people who lured them on Facebook, for example. So such sites would probably have to undergo very strict regulations. They have to ensure that the people who come on are sincere people, and then they basically do a kind of matchmaking. So this is allowed based on what, like I said, fiqh al-waqi'. These are contemporary issues which some of the scholars of our generation have talked about and have looked very deeply into.